Mr. Lynch, lives will be like forever. Good morning, Mr. Simple. Mr. Simple.